That was your argument. If he stood the risk on only this item pavement design quantities, the difference is that 22 billion, he can benefit from it, 22 billion. On a contract of 132 and one aspect of pavement quantities.
The clarification I want you to give me is that, you see, when you have a pavement structure showing the layers, you can have another design pavement structure with different dimensions, but leading to the same output of strength in terms of structural number. These serve the same purpose, and it does not mean you have changed the pavement. That's what I wanted to share with you. Because now, when you have seen a change in the layer in terms of millimeter in sub-base, you have rushed to compute, oh, there was quantities here which were lost, and therefore quantified them into a cost, which is not exactly very, very true.
Now, the question is, of course, if the quantities became less, but the pavement structure would still meet the, the requirements, that amount which now is not being paid for by the contractor, does he benefit out of that, or is the client who should benefit? That's saving, because the question now is there. We are a little bit arguing, because PPDA said if there's any savings in any design changes, the client should benefit. It should not be the contractor to benefit. And that's our argument.
The employer's requirements here is what that pavement structure leads to in terms of a structural number. This one did not change. And therefore, the concept of benefit in terms of the PPDA was very much followed. It did not change. And therefore, there was no benefit lost. The user requirements did not fall.
See, but did you use the same amount of money to do the same job? Or use far, far less than what you had tendered and made a representation if you're a contractor to your client, to your employer?
When we start talking about quantities, then we're not talking about the same thing. It is the attainment of the desired output in terms of the performance in accordance with the employer's requirements.
So
here,
to believe you overcosted it deliberately because you are not going to the BOQs, that's what you're telling us. Because what you are all pleading is the top. What goes on in there, you are not concerned. And yet, according to him, he had his form PP what? Yeah, which had those details. And that should guide you on the lump sum.
Pavement structures can have the same strength, although have different constituents. If it was a rigid pavement, it would actually be thinner.
Just look at the table. At tender level, you provided and you costed it. Because those individual costings are the ones that led to the lump sum. But you come at the implementation level and you are going for a different thing, which you're saying it could have the same. Did it cost the same amount of money? And if it didn't, PPDA has advised you before that at that point, the saving which may accrue goes to the employer. And from your explanation, you disagreed with PPDA. You are saying whatever saving, whatever it is by, and we are looking at this cost, and you are arguing in the generic, was there anything like this or not?
What is the justification for these variations that are in critical conflict with the earlier agreed arrangement? Because this query takes us straight to the cost. Actually, the query was saying you were unable, your inability to verify the contractor's bid because of the absence of the unit rate breakdown. Now, there is an attempt actually to defend the unit breakdown. Where do we reconcile the two positions?
Contractor's tender is based on a preliminary design. which is evaluated during the bidding process. However, during implementation, because we collect some data prior to tender, which we give to the contractors, which they use as a basis for design. During implementation, the contractor collects more data and he refines that design further with the approval of the employer. If there are fundamental changes, fundamental where I mean fundamental changes on the premier design, fundamental where I'm talking about the change in the structural number of the pavement structure. If indeed that be the case and the employer agrees to it, then the benefit must come back. But if there are no fundamental changes, as I'm made to believe by the people who approve the changes during implementation, then no saving could have been realized. Because we're judging the contractor based on the strength of the product he's giving us. That's the basis on which we're judging him. And for that, he's giving us a warranty. Should that pavement fail, the risk is he'll do it with no recourse to government paying any additional cost.